Good morning, colleagues, and welcome to our today's Zoom In session. Our Zoom In session for this week is on CLM. We've all seen a lot of communication in the recent past about CLM. CLM in full is Customer Lifecycle Management. Tuju, could you tell us in a nutshell what CLM is?
CLM, in a nutshell, is about our customer. And it's about the customer's journey with Barclays. By focusing on the customer, we ensure that we can be able to meet their needs consistently over time. What this does is that we need to be able to identify customer needs through the conversations that we have with them, and then make sure that through these conversations and the solutions that we provide as a bank, we get to their needs. Now, we intend to onboard our customers so well to ensure that they get involved and then subsequently get engaged.
Thank you, Tuju. In your definition, Tuju, you've mentioned involved. Dan, could you tell us what involved is?
Thank you, Lillian. The involved customer is a customer who is new within the last 3 months, having opened an account with Barclays. And this customer has, for example, an ultimate current account with us to which he has channeled his salary. And he has also signed up for a digital solution like a Hello Money or BIR. And also he has one further solution like a Zidisha account. So basically a customer with a CASA, he has a salary coming to us. He also has signed up for a digital solution, Hello Money or BIR, and also has a Zidisha savings account with us.
Thank you, Dan. That to me sounds like a process. Tuju, could you explain to us what is expected of this onboarding process?
Yeah, thanks, Dan, for the example you've given. And I think to put it in context, it's pretty much a customer having one current account and on getting signed up for digital solution, which could be Hello Money or BIR, and another solution. Any other solution which probably we'll get into later. But I want to say here that we've put a robust process to make sure that our customers are involved. What this is that the onboarding plan has a series of activities that ensures that our customers we have a good conversation with our customers and identify their needs so that we can be able to meet that using the solutions that the bank has. Now, summarily speaking, on the first day that the customer has contact with us, we will collect the documents. The documents are required for customer to open an account with us, and these will be submitted to our processing center. But you probably know that there are instances where we can be able to open that account without, on the same day, at the point we're meeting the customer. But in general terms, if these documents go for processing at our processing center, then we expect that if there are no issues that will cause these documents to be returned, like RTS issues, then the account will be opened. Now, on that day, on the second day, when the account is opened, then an SMS will be generated and it will be sent to this customer. So the customer will be called by the branch manager on that second day just to confirm that they are okay with the account type, because the SMS will contain a few details, the account type, the account number, and the customer name. So the customer will be able to confirm that they're happy with the details of the account. If there are any issues, then they raise it at that time, and then this can be adjusted. Now, we are going to speak to this customer again on the 7th day. So the branch manager is going to send a pack to this customer, an e-shot through the email contacts that we'll have obtained from this customer. This e-shot will contain a number of a description of a number of solutions that you have, and this could include Hello Money, which we of course know that during the conversation they have initially with our salespeople, they will have already spoken about Hello Money and other digital solutions. But we just want to be sure that the customer has a pack that contains a number of the solutions we offer: loans, credit cards, insurance, savings accounts, fixed deposit, and they can always make reference to this. But another important thing about this e-shot is that on the 30th day in the life of this account, you're going to make a phone call to this customer to just interrogate or to have a conversation with them to see if they have been able to, out of the e-shot that we sent, selected a product or a solution that that they would like to prefer, they would like to take. And in that conversation as well, if the customer has not had the opportunity to channel, to transact in his account through a salary, for example, then we will have the customer, we will have a conversation with this customer to find out why, if they are having any challenges. Now, a lot of things can happen on that 30th day. The customer could have sent a salary with us, or he could have transacted in the account, or he could have a zero balance. Basically, has not used the account at all. So we will call this customer again on the 60th day, to the one with the zero balance, to find out if by that time he will have funded the account. And again, on the 60th day, there could be a series of outcomes. He's probably funded the account, he's transacting. So we will go on to cross-sell if you have opportunity to cross-sell. And if again still the customer has a zero balance, then we will have a conversation to find out what challenges they have, if there are any incentives that could be given by our segment heads to help this customer move over his transactions or his salary to us. And then again, out of that conversation, there are outcomes that could come from that. I mean, the customer could finally channel his salary to us and transact with his account and use his digital channels. And if the case is that the customer is still on zero balance, then we are going to call the customer again on the 90th day. Now, this 90th day will be quite a critical time, because if the customer continues to have a zero balance on this day, and out of the conversation we figure out that the customer does not need this account, which he needs to expressly say, then we will start the process of closing the account. But if on this day the customer still shows interest in the account and he says that he's going to fund it and explains the challenges that they've had, then we will go up to the 180th day. And we expect that between the day 90 and the 180, there are going to be transactions. But if on the 180th day, which is 6 months later, the account is not transacting, it has a zero balance, and it has not had any transaction since the time it was opened, then we will send a notice to the customer that we intend to close that account, and we will close it. And we will, of course, encourage the customer through our note that they can still have a relationship with us in future when they need this account, so they can always come back and open an account afresh. Now, from that you see that there is a constant full conversations or series of conversations you're having with the customers based upon the outcome of previous conversations. And we expect that this will be logged somewhere so that we don't drop off customer requests, for example, or concerns that customers may have. So in the involved space, as Dan has said, there will be this scenario of a customer having a digital channel and another solution, but we have this process which I've just explained that will help customers get fully onboarded and get involved.
Okay. So we are discussing an individual customer. We have day 1, we have day 2, we have day 7, we have day 30. So are we saying we are going to be having data of customers for day 1, customers for day 2, day 30, and then? Yeah,
the way I view it is that every day is day 1, every day is day 7, is day 30 for a customer who opened his account 30 days ago, and it is day 60 for another. So on a daily basis, we will give information to the branch managers for them to see on this particular day how many customers are on their day 60 and they have not funded the account, or day 90 and there's no funds, or day 30 and we've already received a salary or a transaction, so that we can be able to cross-sell for those kind of customers. But there will be handoffs. I mean, from day 1, day 2, day 7, day 30, we expect that this will be handled by the branch manager, and day 60, day 90 to be handled by a centralized call team.
Well, an engaged customer is basically a customer who is moving from involved to a higher level. And the engaged customer, like we said, the involved has an ultimate current account with salary, and now he will have the signed up a digital solution proposition now actively working for the customer. For example, the customer is paying KPLC bill through the Hello Money channel, and in addition to the Zidisha account that this customer had at the involved level, this customer now has another product like a Barclays credit card as an additional product over and above the Zidisha account that they have. So it's basically moving the customer from one level involved to a higher level engaged.
Okay. Is there a time period between the time the customer joined the bank and when they become engaged?
Yes, engaged will basically be after 3 months. That is an existing customer who has been with us for more than 3 months.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you, Dan.
Thanks.
Tuju, if you could tell us the plans we have once we have the customer for the 3 months Dan has talked about, how are we getting the customer engaged?
Yeah, there are a series of things that we plan to do. In fact, in this, the next 3 months, we're going to load up to 13 programs, and we're going to use bulk sales and campaign to drive some of these programs that we want to load, or want to drive to get our customers to engage. But you realize that from what how Dan has explained engaged is that we do have a high number of our customers who are not engaged. And so what this means is that from the handoff of an involved customer to an engaged customer, there are a few milestones that we pass through. But I can tell you that at the moment we only have up to 1.8% of our customers engaged. And this year we have a target to move that to 20%. Now what that means is that we need the participation of everybody in the branch network, and we expect that this will be driven passionately from the distribution director up to the cashier in the branch, so that we are able to interact with our customers and get them engaged with Barclays. Now, just to give you a clue of some of those 13 programs that we run, we're planning to get our customers upgraded from standard to prestige, and some from prestige to premier as one program. We're expecting that, of course, the customers as well who have not been able to sustain the premier profile, that these will move down to prestige or personal, based on their own preference. Now, we also have the top-up process, which we expect that this time around we're going to have a centralized team that will drive it, so that we can release the rest of the people in the branch network to do new to bank, more of new to bank lending. We are going to have cross-sell data for loans, and we're going to have cross-sell data for accounts, for cards. So if a customer qualifies for a loan and they don't have at the moment, if a customer qualifies for a card and they don't have one at the moment, we're going to pull out this information from the system and load it into the box sales and campaign module, and have the right levels of this being driven either in the branch or at the CLM call team. We're also going to have in there processes of activating accounts that are dormant and zero balance. We're going to have campaigns to close accounts that are redundant, and as well as have campaigns to drive usage of credit cards that have already been taken up. So you have a number of activities that will happen to get our customers engaged. But let me say that this is not all. I mean, we're not only going to drive engaged customer agenda through what has been loaded in bulk. Every time our customers come to the counters to get service or get into the branch to have any service requests, that is an opportunity for somebody in the branch to engage the customer in a conversation, find out the solutions that they may need, as well as interrogate or find out if there's something else that they've not been able to take up with us, and if they can actually do take up the solutions. Now, essentially, at the end of every conversation with the customer, we should be able to provide solutions to this customer to meet them at their point of need, so that there is no gap between what customer expects, the solutions that you can provide, and what customer knows about the solutions that you can provide. And many times, our customers don't have a full view of what solutions we have, and we are planning to have this through these programs.
Okay, thank you, Tuju. In our discussion from the involved customer to the engaged customer, there has been quite usage of the word solutions. Dan, could you tell us what solutions are?
Thanks, Lillian. Basically, solution, we use the term solution because we are moving away from the standard product kind of talk that we have had with our customers. The traditional approach to our branch interaction with customers is we want to sell products, but we are moving from that. And how are we doing it? We will interview customers, get to know what really meets their needs. Once we know the customer needs, then we can know what product suits them. Maybe a customer needs a personal loan. We should not be giving a mortgage to that customer. So we need to have a culture change in our sales team, in our interaction with customers, whereby we are moving from simply giving customers products and hitting our targets into a situation, a culture where we are interrogating the customer, interviewing the customer, getting to know what suits their needs and giving them exactly what meets their needs. Because we believe at Barclays we have an array of products which can cut across all customers' needs.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, Dan. So you're saying we are moving from a product-based approach to a customer-based approach.
Yes.
In the customer lifecycle management.
Yeah.
All right. Tuju, you mentioned the module that we are going to use to drive most of our initiatives for CLM, and you mentioned box sales and campaign module. Could you tell us shortly what box sales and...
Yes, I just want also to expand how you've described the paradigm shifts. We're moving from product to solutions. So you could see it as from product to customer focus, but in essence, that customer focus is about providing them solutions. Now, bulk sales and campaign is a module which was deployed sometime late November 2014. And we have intended that this module is going to be the key backbone of how we will drive and manage CLM. CLM will not work effectively without a system that supports it. At the moment, that is bulk sales and campaign module. We do have, of course, you've probably had a number of other modules in bulk, like CRM, bulk CRM. You probably heard about bulk teller. You've heard about iBulk. This particular one that you're using to drive CLM is bulk sales and campaign. Now, for many of us in the branch network, you've already seen a few programs loaded here. And what is supposed to happen is that if we put programs in bulk, then we allocate them to particular people to drive particular solutions for customers, that they're going to log into BOC system, find out the solutions or the programs that are running, and identify customers who have been preloaded into these campaigns, and have a conversation with the customers to find out if they actually do fit into the programs that have been identified for them. It is important that these conversations happen. We do not load these programs with a preconceived perception that they will be taken anyway. We load them after doing an analysis of the customer characteristics and lifestyle. And we know that this could be different in reality. And that is why it is important that when you log into BOC Sales and Campaign, you do go to a 360-degree view of that customer so that you can be able to have a useful conversation with the customer and identify if that is not the solution that the customer needs, then identify correctly based on that conversation what the customer needs and offer that. Now, I would like to say here that BOC then has the opportunity for you to log in summaries of the conversations or the outcomes of these conversations that you're having with customers, which means that as you're talking to the customer, you need to make notes, and they're provided spaces in BOC Sales and Campaign, which will again be extracted by our analysts and analyzed further, just in case we need to do a program again. Now, it is important that these programs are fully activated or used by the branches, so that you don't repeat mistakes and you don't keep loading the same files or the same information for customers in the system without prior knowledge or without historical knowledge of what customers have said in the past. So we do have the provision that you will be able to describe or put into the system what customer is saying. That way we can clearly load data into the system and get a percentage of the results of that campaign, and from that those results learn how we will conduct the next one. So BOC becomes an important tool in enabling this CLM program work.
Okay. So from my understanding, Tuju, about BOC and customer life cycle management, BOC will give the person who is dealing with the customer an overview of all the solutions that the customer is having at that point in time, and give them the offer that we are giving them at that point in time. But they don't have to stay to whatever it is that it is being offered. They engage the customer, find out if the customer is okay with whatever they're having at that point in time. If there's anything else they're not holding, then you have a discussion, and then that can be logged in so that we are working with the customer in the journey, and anybody else who logs in later is able to see what they discussed with Tuju on a day yesterday.
Yes.
Okay, thank you, Tuju, for that. So the customer lifecycle management involved and engaged. It's a new concept. Barclays has chosen to do it now, and we need the whole entire business to focus on it and put their energies towards it. But somebody will ask, what are the benefits of bringing customer lifecycle management at this point in time of the development of the bank?
Well, it's a big thing if you look at it in terms of trying to identify all the benefits. But as I said when I was defining what CLM is that there's over the lifetime of the customer with us, there is true benefits in terms of our revenues. But I'll give you an example, just briefly. We did a search on a particular branch in Nairobi, and we've seen from that search and the analysis that if you convert customers, 30% of the customers in a branch account base from a zero balance to an active customer, and if you also do upgrade customers from a smaller level, a low level kind of product to a higher one or to a higher segment, that your revenues will actually in the fee space increase by up to 54%. So the benefit to the branch is that you will continue being profitable for as long as you can be able to activate the idle accounts and the dormant accounts and customers in your business, and continuously have conversations with customers so that you can upgrade them, because life changes. Customers who opened a Pepe account 5 years ago are probably now needing bigger services from the banks, and Pepe account may not be able to offer that as much as Ultimate account would, and Ultimate account may not be able to offer the same lifestyle expectations as a Prestige account would. So it is important that our branch managers look through our customer base and find out what is happening with these customers, and have proper conversations and do upgrade these customers and keep their lives with us exciting. That way you increase your profitability, and your customers continue being loyal to you, because they can trust the advice that you give them out of the conversations you have, because you offer them solutions.
Okay. Thank you, Tuju. In the implementation plan, we talked about the branch, the role of everybody in the business in ensuring that we implement CLM and it becomes part of our day-to-day activities. Dan, could you tell us what CLM call team is?
The CLM call team has been established to drive the CLM agenda alongside the branch distribution network. Of course, it is a core objective for the branch to get it right once they bring in a customer, because as per the definition, in the first 3 months they need to get the customer to the involved level, and possibly after 3 months into the engaged level. But just as my colleague Tuju has explained, sitting at analytics and doing CLM strategy, he will define what data goes into the branch distribution network and what data comes to the CLM team. So the CLM team currently has 2 functions. We have the relationship deepening side or team sitting at Bishop's Gate, and we have also the cross-sell team, which is working on the additional solution part of the CLM involved and engaged level. So basically currently the CLM team is doing card upgrades from like classic to gold or platinum, is doing loan on phone sales for both cards and also asset personal interest loans. It's also doing liability funding. So basically the CLM team is like a backup to support the CLM agenda, which is also a key one for the branch distribution network.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you, Dan. That will bring us to the point where we say, okay, we've said customer lifecycle management has been brought into Barclays and we need to have it implemented. Once it is implemented, we'll need to know when we start in January 2015, where are we in June 2015? Which, Tuju, I would ask you, how are we going to measure the performance for customer lifecycle management?
Yeah, Lillian, you ask a very important question. I mean, we wouldn't be doing all this without having a way of tracking how we are performing. And because it's an important question, I'll give a very simple answer so that it's very easy for people to remember. We have given you a definition of who an involved customer is. We've also been able to describe for you who an engaged customer is. So it's very simple. We will take the number of customers who are involved and divide that by the number of customers who have opened their or have started a relationship with us within the 3 months of the involved space of measure. And for engaged, we'll do a similar thing. We'll take the number of customers who are fully engaged divided by the number of customers in your account base. And this is why it becomes very important to constantly interrogate your customer base. If there are redundant customers in your base with zero balances, and they've been there for long, and they've told you they don't need this relationship anymore, or for many reasons they were truly attrited, then you need to close out these accounts so that it helps for you to just have the live stock of customers in your base. So simply that's what it is. So it's important that all the processes and the procedures we put in place to activate and to make sure that the involved space captures our customers well, and the engaged space captures our customers as well, and all these together drive our strategy and plan on CLM, that we actually do have consistently working on our account base to make sure that CLM objectives and strategies is followed up and met.
Thank you, gentlemen. Our colleagues, that's it. You had it. My panelists were Tuju and Dan Molwala. They are in the execution team for customer lifecycle management. You've had, we'll have started a journey with our customers. You've had involved, you have the definition, you have engaged, you had the definition, and you know how it's going to be measured across the board. So let's go out there and have our customers involved and engaged.